has the cases from cases, and we would like to find out the answers of those questions from cases. First of all, we would like to share um, the case history. Uh, guys, terlihatkah?
Terlihat.
Terlihat ya? Alright, thank you. We find out that first, the question is, the researchers, I mean the researcher conducted the pretest and treatment and then post-test to find out the influence jigsaw techniques on students' reading scale. First of all, we know that the influence means and give the treatment after this one is a dependence sympathy test. We have a group for pre-test, and then after give the treatment, we form post-test. And here are the pre-test and post-test. The data, and now we have to find out the first one, first pre-test, and we fill we short off into small the largest and the data like this, and after that we find the mean from the data, and from the formula we got equals average from the data, and the result is 40.5. And after that we find the standard deviation. From there uh, we use formula standard the STDV. After that, block the data, the pretest. And then after this one, we got the result 6.67333. I'm sorry. And after that, we find out the FC. We conducted from the norm test. First of all, we use formula equals norm test, NORM dot DIST, and after that conducted with the pre-test DX. Okay, and then after this one, you find it from the mean. Okay, and then the result is a point, 0.03.53. And don't forget, put the dollars, because if you drag down, it could be changed. So please put the dollars if you don't want to change if you drag down. And after we found out the FC, we find the SG. Yeah, we utilize the formulation, and the formulation is if formulation. After that we conducted the logical test, pretest and pretest data number 1 and pretest number 2, and after that find it from the I'm sorry uh the FZ sorry the F for the testnya. Nah, after that like last one, you can find the what is this like rumusnya tuh ya seperti itulah we utilize the uh, kosongan SG di bawah itu. Nah, after this one di bagi dengan jumlah dibagi jumlah data. So the sum of the data is 16, okay? Dibagi and then the result is point 0.0625. And after that, track down to this one. And after they use the next one, if z mean as a from this, and you can use formulation absolute, and then you click the first FG. Ini this one dikurangi ini. Please don't use it as absolute. And then you drag down, the result is like this. After that, find out the maximum from this. So we found out the result is approximately, not approximately, but the 0.154 table. You can find from the data from the table yang ibu kasih. Nah, menunjukkan bahwa data jumlah data 15 between 15 and 16 is 16 is point 0.2013. And then we got the result that LO is lower than L table. It means the data distribution is normal. And vice versa from post test. It is same that the distribution is normal. After this one, after we find this one, okay, sorry. we conducted inferential statistics, and the data technique analysis we use dependency sample test. We got the D and D square. From we found the D, you should to be like data pretest first dikurangi data yang sama, dikurangi post test. Berlaku untuk semua drag down. After test untuk di square pangkat kuadratnya adalah dari hasil ini dipangkatin, drag down ke bawah, terus di sum, and then after that find the sum of a D square is 9409. For the formulation, the data dependent symptomatic test for the sum D dibagi jumlah data. Jadi dari sini minus 97 terus dibagi jumlah data. Datanya ada 16 dan we got the result this one. Minus 6.0625. And after this sum D kuadrat dibagi jumlah data. And we got the result 588.0625. And after that, data dikurangi 1. Data-nya ada 16, 16, 16, and 16 dikurangi 1 jadi 15. Jadi 16 terus dikali 15 hasilnya 240. And from the observe, from the sum this one, terus the square root gitu. After that, found the ini the double quadrat. I'm sorry, hasil dari sini, terus dikurangi, jadi hasilnya minus 1. Terus diabsolutin jadinya 1. Nah, di table-nya bisa dicari degree of freedom, the table that ibu kasih. Nah, yang ibu jadi hasilnya menunjukkan 2.131. Nah, so the result is the observation is lower than the table. It means hypothesis alternative is rejected while hypothesis offset is accepted. And it can be concluded that jigsaw techniques affect students' reading skill. So for the answer, sorry. Yeah. There is an effect of jigsaw technique on students' reading. Used to test the hypothesis alternative, use sample dependent sample test and research. From this one, uh, it can be concluded that jigsaw techniques affect students on reading skill. I think this one from me from the case history. Okay, thank you. I give you another members to explain the cases, another cases.
Oke, ulang. I'm Zalika. Here I would like to answer the case 2. It is conduct a correlational research. The following data are taken from the students' creativity and their writing achievement. In this case, state a research hypothesis, then analyze the data using the appropriate technique, and then conclude the result. Here's the data, task 1 and task 2. First, move the data into Excel. Here is the data. Move the and then y into task 2 into y. Setelah dimasukkan data X diurutkan mulai dari yang terkecil into terbesar. Also the Y column. And after that, sum the X, also sum the Y. Here, from the data, amount of the data is 20. Okay, let's move to the next. This we should determine the x squared to answer this column. The column x, and then 45 is squared equal to 2025. Do the rest until 90, and then after that sum the x squared and the y squared for answer this column. We use the scores from y column. Here's 45 is 2025. Also do the rest until y 90, and here's the result. And then sum the y squared. And then next is xy. To determine xy, we should mengalihkan x dengan y. Lihat ke kolom x dan y. 45 dikalikan 45 equal to 2025, and do the rest until 90 dikalikan 90, and then after that xy scores. Then after that we determine r, or the and here's the formula, but before mengerjakan R observe, kita harus seperti n dikali sum xy dan sum dan sebagainya. Pertama-tama kita mencari n sum xy, jumlah xy ini, n-nya itu ini 23, the amount of the data, dan sum xy ini, and then sum x dan y dikalikan untuk yang selanjutnya. Dan ini hasilnya. Lalu n, alright, now let's find or coefficient of correlation. All we have to do is just follow the instructions as of the formula. The first we find out n multiply sum xy, and here's the result, and then sum x multiply sum y, sum x multiply sum y. Here's result, and then find out the result of n multiply sum x squared minus sum x squared, and here's the result. And then multiply sum y squared minus sum y squared, and here's the result. And then find out square root. To find out square root, use Excel formulas, square root. Here's the result of n multiply sum x squared minus sum x squared with n sum y with n sum n multiply sum y squared minus sum y squared. And yeah, here's the result. And then now determine, find out our options as well, like this. Hanya nyimpen hasil yang sudah tadi dihitung, seperti hasil dari n multiply sum xy minus sum x multiply sum hasil dari square root. And here's the result. And then now find out the RT, because the amount of the sample is 23. So we look into looking for number 23. Here's dengan tarif signifikan 5%. So hasilnya 0 413. So error observed is higher. All right. So it can be hypothesized that the students' creativity correlates with their writing achievement. And then, it is used person art test. It can be concluded that the data were analyzed using person product moment, or R, apart data distribution is normal. And after comparing the values of R observed and R table, R observed is higher than R table, which means that the data is in normal distributions, and the students' creativity correlates with their writing achievement. That's the answer for the case 2. Move to the another case. Thank you.
Jadiin aku host, Jel. Okay, now we will discuss about the case number 1. Terlihat tidak?
Terlihat.
Okay, the case number 1 is experimental research to know whether role play influences students' speaking ability. And the question, there are 2 groups, and there are 3 questions. The first question is state null hypothesis. Second question is based on data distribution, which techniques of analysis data you use. And number 3 is interpret the result of the research and make conclusion. So from the case 1, we have 2 groups, and for the hypothesis is there is the influence of role play on students' speaking ability, and there is no influence of role play on students' speaking ability. Untuk berarti ini kan yang dicari itu adalah independent sample t-test. Pakai itu. Sebelum dari situ kita harus ngehitung normality testnya dulu. Ini datanya itu normal atau enggak. Seperti yang kita tahu, cara-cara untuk menghitung normality itu kayak begini. Kalian juga sudah tahu lah ya. Nah, setelah dihitung-hitung dan dicari-cari juga, ternyata untuk mean grup 1 itu segini, 67. Terus untuk standar devnya 14, and LT-nya 0.154, and LO-nya 0.11899. Dari sini itu kita bisa ngelihat kalau hasil LO-nya itu lebih kecil daripada LT-nya. Dan kata ibu juga waktu kemarin itu, kalau LO-nya lebih kecil daripada LT itu, it means the data distribution is normal. Berarti yang nomor 1, grup 1 itu datanya normal. Nah, untuk yang grup 2 juga setelah kita hitung-hitung, kita dapat minnya. Minnya berapa? 73. Terus standar definisinya berapa? 12,9191. LT-nya segini. LO-nya segini. Sama ini juga di grup 2 ternyata LO-nya itu lebih kecil daripada LT. Jadi datanya yang grup 2 juga itu normal. Pas kalau kita udah tahu si normality testnya itu hasilnya normal atau positif, kita bisa lanjut menghitung ke sini, ke identifikasi sample t-test, independent sample t-test. Nah, cara hitungnya tuh seperti ini. Kita masukin dulu datanya ke sini. Habis dimasukin otomatis harus diurutin dulu. Udah diurutin, kita hitung X pangkat 2-nya. X pangkat 2 itu ya 40 dikali 40 hasilnya segini. Terus masukin juga yang nilai Y ini tuh dari grup 2. Kalau yang ini X ini dari grup 1. Nah, yang Y juga sama. Kita kasih dihitung Y pangkat 2-nya. Ini dari apa? Dari yang Y ini. Habis dari itu kita jumlah di bawah. Ini jumlah dari semuanya. Terus ada juga rumusnya kan. Rumusnya itu ini nih. Sigma X pangkat 2 dan seterusnya seperti ini. Kita hitung-hitung. Nah, dari sigma X ini, sigma X otomatis kita carinya ke sini nih. Kalau nggak salah ini dari sini deh, kalau nggak salah tuh. Dari si kolom X. Pakai rumus sigma sama dengan rumusnya tuh sum ya seperti ini. Ada di sini. Nah, terus untuk nyari sigma X pangkat 2-nya itu ya tinggal dikali si ininya dipangkat 2-in yang si hasil 2215 hasilnya segini. Kalau yang ini juga sama. Kalau yang ini tuh hasil dicarinya dari sini, dari yang X pangkat 2 sigma ini. Dan seterusnya. Yang ini juga sama, ngitungnya kayak yang X. Udah didapat nih hasil dari sini, kita pindahin ke sini. Ya, dihitung, hasilnya seperti ini. Jadi, setelah dihitung dan dianalisis ya, dikerjakan, it means the alternative hypothesis, yang kan kita punya dua hipotesis ya. Yang pertama itu di sini tuh hipotesisnya, there is the influence of role play on student speaking ability. Terus yang hipotesis keduanya itu, there is no influence of role play on student speaking ability. Pas dicari-cari dan ternyata hipotesis yang pertama itu is rejected, while null hipotesis yang kedua itu iya. Kayaknya tuh hipotesis yang kedua yang kehitungnya. Terus, untuk jawaban nomor 3-nya, C observe lebih kecil dari C table, it means the alternative hypothesis pertama is rejected, while null hypothesis yang kedua ini is accepted. Ya, berarti gitu. Berarti, it can be concluded that there is no influence of role play on student speaking ability. That's it. Thank you.